Hello, good folks of YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Time for yet another gear review. This time again, we have another budget-friendly guitar, hot off the presses. Literally just got it 2 weeks ago. Really excited about this guitar. This is the brand new Squier Affinity Telecaster Deluxe. Brand new model for Squier. When I saw these were coming out, I was just super excited, and I had to get one. This one is finished in a beautiful burgundy mist. Just a gorgeous finish. Now, if you guys are familiar with the Squier, the Telecaster Deluxe models, you know that it's two humbuckers and kind of an LP kind of layout with two humbuckers, two volume, two tone, and a three-way switch, but you know, with the Fender scale. Very popular model. And I've always wanted one, but I've never been able to afford one. So when this came out, I was like, oh, I gotta jump on this. So let's talk about the specs here of this guitar. We have a poplar body. We have a maple neck, slim C, with an Indian Laurel fingerboard, medium jumbo frets, standard Telecaster headstock. The neck is finished in a satin finish with the gloss headstock, which is really nice little touch. Features two ceramic magnet humbuckers, volume, tone for each one, as I said. String through body with the hardtail bridge. It's new to the Affinity series. On all their Telecasters before, they were top loaders, but now they've switched over to string through. And as we're back here, you can see it has a beautiful cutaway. Up at the top here, we have a synthetic bone nut. We have closed back tuners, but they're the kind of vintage style where you string them through the front there, which I love. My favorite kind of tuner. Really great. Overall, this is a beautiful instrument. The main difference between this and a Fender Telecaster Deluxe is this one has standard size humbuckers, as opposed to Fender has the big wide range humbuckers, which are a little bigger than this, which, you know, neither here nor there. Those are great sounding, and so are these. So that's probably the main difference. And the color options are a little bit different. Now, when I saw this one, it kind of reminded me of the Fender Chris Shiflett model from the Foo Fighters. I think the main difference aesthetically with his and this one is his features the big, 70s kind of headstock, but I don't care about that. This still looks amazing. So I had to get this. Just really great guitar. Now let's talk about what I really love about this guitar, and then we'll talk about some of the things I don't love. I think the fit and finish is outstanding. Really great. Looks gorgeous. The neck was finished beautifully. The frets were level. No issues there. These pickups sound awesome. Hopefully, a little bit of playing there you heard in the beginning, you can hear that, and I'll go do more playing where you can really hear. We'll do a little bit more deep dive, going to some cleans and crunch and dirty. You can hear the versatility of these pickups. Sound amazing. I have no plan to change them. Sometimes I buy inexpensive guitars and I gut them as like mod projects, but this one, these pickups rule. I'm totally fine with them. I got this guitar a couple weeks ago and I played it live, and it just like cuts through a mix. Really nice. The pots and the switch are what you would expect in the jack. They're a little less, high quality. They're mini sized pots, and it's not the greatest switch. But that's to be expected on these. I'm gonna keep them for now. If I do any upgrades, those will probably be my main upgrades. It's just the pot and switch and jack eventually. The bridge is kind of that standard inexpensive kind of pot metal. It functions, and it functions just fine. And I'll keep it for a while, but I might eventually at least change the saddles to just something with a little more sturdy, try to get a little more resonance out of them. But as they are, they function great. No problems there. As I said, the tuners, these are my favorite kind of tuners. Old vintage style where it goes through there and it locks in. I don't need fancy locking tuners. These work great. The nut was cut really good. The satin feel of the neck is really good. So overall, just an outstanding guitar. Now let's talk about a couple things that really I didn't like, I didn't care for. Now I ordered this guitar on Amazon, and when it got here and I first took it out of the box, it was unplayable. The action was so high, it was crippling. You couldn't play it for 2 minutes without hurting your hand. Just ridiculously high. And that could be very frustrating if you're a beginner. And as I said in my other videos, if you're a beginner and you get a guitar that's not playing well, it's going to be discouraging, and you're going to be like, oh, I got this great guitar, but I can't play it. It's killing my hands. And it's going to wind up sitting in the corner and never being played. Now I know for a fact that they can do better, because that guitar right there, that's also a Squier. That's a Squier J Mascus. And when I got that guitar, brand new out of the box, it played amazing. I didn't have to do any setup. Only thing I did on that thing was put my own strings on it, because I like a little bit of heavier gauge strings. But I did that. I didn't have to adjust the truss rod. She played amazing out of the box. Now granted, that guitar is, you know, $250 more than this guitar, but still I know Squier is capable of getting us better setups from the factory, even on these lower price models. Now granted, this probably sat in a box in a warehouse sitting for a while, so I expect that some of the setup might be bad, but this was really bad, and I'll explain to you how. The neck had a massive back bow. I like a little relief in my neck, but it was ridiculous. The action was sitting like this. Even after trying to adjust the truss rod and lower the saddles, it was impossible to get. The saddles were all the way down and the action was still super high. So what did I have to do? Well, I had to shim the neck. Had to remove the strings and put a shim inside the neck pocket in here to get the neck angle where I needed it so I can get lower action. Once I did that, I was able to get the action really good. My other main gripe, now this is something they usually get right, which is surprising me, is the intonation was a disaster. Everything was sharp. In fact, the bridge saddles, let me bring it up here. As you can see, they're adjusted now, but the bridge saddles were pretty much almost all the way forward and straight across. So there's no way you can get intonation. So every single string was sharp. And sharp, not by just a little, but by a lot. I didn't expect that. That usually they can be a little off, you know, from sitting, but that was just really bad. Whoever set the guitar up and packed it in the bag just didn't take any care to even try to get the intonation. It was a disaster. But I was able to do that. So again, that's something that can be discouraging. You get a guitar, you tune it up, and it's not playing in tune. It's like, why can't it? Doesn't sound in tune. Well, if you don't know about these things, that can be very frustrating. Now, I'm a kind of amateur guitar tech and that stuff. I do set up work and rebuilds and repairs for other people, which you've seen on my channel. So that was no problem for me. So that wasn't a deal breaker. I wasn't going to send it back for that, because the bones were good. The fit and finish was great. Everything else on the guitar was really good. It just needed a good setup. So that would be my main recommendation for this guitar. If you're looking for a deluxe Telecaster style guitar, you don't want to spend a lot of money. Currently, and this is subject to change, it's like $279, really inexpensive. It's shocking what they can do for that little money these days. I highly recommend this guitar. Go get it. It's awesome. It sounds good. The pickups sound good. You'd be good to go. But just when you do, go get it set up. Now, if you're a semi-pro or know how to do that stuff yourself, you'll recognize that right away, and you'll be able to set it up, relatively quickly. But if not, and you're a beginner, or this is like a kind of step up from your first guitar and you want something a little bit nicer, I recommend this. But when you get it, just take it to a local shop and get a guitar tech to just give it a little setup. Spend the extra $25 to $40 for a little setup. It's well worth it, because once you do, you're going to get a really amazing guitar. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to some sound clips, let you hear it. I'm going to play some clean, some crunch, some rock, some heavier distorted stuff, and let you hear the variety of the pickups and all that stuff and the sounds you can get out of this. And then we'll come back for my final thoughts. Well, okay, I hope you heard from that you can really get a lot of sounds on there. The cleans are really nice. Now, granted, I know you're going to get comments. You was like, it wasn't super clean. I just don't play super clean. I always have a little edge of breakup tone. It's just my thing. It's just the way I play. And if I want super clean, I just roll my volume back or play even softer. Just the way I play. I don't like pristine cleans. Just not my thing. But anyway, you can still hear that, my clean-ish sound was really nice and crisp in all positions. The mids were really present. The neck pickup, there was no muddiness. I think Squier did a great thing in redesigning the pickups and stuff for all the Affinity series, because that was my one gripe about that series before, was the pickups were just lifeless. They just were there. They did the job, but these are superior. I mean, these are really great. As I said, I've gigged with this guitar now, and it sounded great. It stayed and tuned like a champ, rocked, cut through a mix with a full band. Just killer. I mean, unbelievable what they're doing. So yeah, that's my final thoughts. I love this guitar. It's a great guitar. Great guitar for a seasoned player and beginners alike. What they're doing with inexpensive guitars these days is unbelievable. The fit and finish of this is really good. No sharp frets at all. They were nicely polished. I did take the strings off and put my own gauge on there because it had 9s on there and I like 10s. And I just did lightly oil the fretboard, which is something I just do on string changes anyway. And had to clean them a little bit, but nothing like major cleaning. This is something I would do any new guitar which has been sitting for a while. The strings would be old, and they were kind of a little crusty by the time they got to me. So I definitely would have changed those regardless. But they weren't gritty or anything. The frets were nice and smooth. There's no grittiness in them. Just a really great guitar. Really blown away by how good the fit and finish of this guitar. I mean, literally, it is perfect. There's not a single blemish anywhere on this guitar. And I've already put some dirt and scratches on the pickguard because like I said, I've been playing it and I tend to play pretty hard. But really great. I mean, amazing guitar. So there you have it, the Squier Affinity Telecaster Deluxe. Go get it. It's just a killer guitar. I haven't seen a lot of reviews here on YouTube on it, so I'm glad to be one that is going to really talk about it. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Hey, hit subscribe if you like the videos. Comment down below. What do you think of the tone on this thing? What do you think of the guitar? I think it's gorgeous. That burgundy mist is just unreal finish. I love the finishes the Squier and Fender's coming out with these days. Hit like, share it if you want. Tell people about this guitar. Go get one yourself. It's awesome. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.